the day the rule changed. I printed every email. That's when it happened. It was a Tuesday at 3:05 p.m., and I was sitting in the back corner of the customer service desk at Technova, staring at my screen like it might answer my questions. My supervisor had just handed me the new compliance policy memo, mandatory printing of all emails for audit purposes, and I blinked at the words as if they were written in a foreign language. "Just follow the rule," she said, tapping her pen against the desk. "We're doing this to prevent fraud." I nodded, but my hands didn't move from the keyboard. Printing every email? That was insane. My inbox had over 200 messages that day alone. Some were just spam, others were urgent support tickets, and a few were personal notes from friends. I couldn't see how printing all of them would help prevent fraud. Still, I obeyed. The rule was clear: print every email, no exceptions. At first, it seemed manageable. I printed the first 20 emails without issue. But by the time I got to number 53, a support ticket from a frustrated user complaining about a billing error, I felt something shift inside me. "This is ridiculous," I muttered under my breath as I fed another page into the printer. I remember looking up at the ceiling, wondering if God was watching. I had always believed in him, but that day, I felt like he was testing me. Was this really part of his plan? Or was it just a stupid rule from corporate? As the hours passed, my stack of printed emails grew taller than I ever imagined. By the time I reached number 150, my arms were sore and my patience thinner than paper. "Why does this matter?" I asked myself aloud, pausing to take a sip of coffee that had long gone cold. The answer came in the form of a new policy update. Effective immediately, all printed emails must be reviewed by a second employee before being filed. The rule had changed again, this time requiring even more work from us. I stared at my inbox, feeling like I was drowning in paper. My supervisor hadn't said anything about this change yet, and I knew it would only get worse from here. But then something strange happened. As I sat there, staring at the mountain of printed emails, I felt a surge of clarity. I looked up again, not to God this time, but to my coworkers. We were all in the same boat, struggling with impossible tasks and absurd rules. And yet, we had been given an opportunity to choose how we responded to it. I took a deep breath and began to pray, not just for relief from the workload, but for wisdom on what I should do next. As I prayed, I realized that my faith in God wasn't just about finding answers. It was also about trusting that He would guide me through even the most frustrating situations. The next day, I brought up the issue during a team meeting and suggested we create a system for reviewing emails more efficiently. My supervisor listened carefully as I explained how the current process was inefficient and potentially harmful to our customers' trust in us. To my surprise, she agreed with me, partly because of what I had said, but also because she had been thinking along similar lines herself. We implemented a new system that streamlined the review process while still maintaining compliance requirements. It wasn't perfect, but it was better than before. That experience taught me something valuable. Sometimes, following rules blindly can lead us astray, but trusting in God and leaning on Him during difficult times can help us find solutions even when we feel like we're stuck in impossible situations. Comment your take.